All right. Fantastic. Hello, everybody who's watching. I've got a room full of people waiting to come in, so I'm going to start letting readers to come in and play this game with us here in just a second, but I wanted to catch everybody. Welcome you to the Coastal Magic 2022 virtual convention. We're coming to you from little teeny tiny boxes instead of the beach, but at least we are all together in our little teeny tiny boxes. So we are going to have some fun, just some silliness for a nice Friday night, some Q&A, some rapid fire, just random things. I'm going to start letting in some readers. Do me a favor, if you are wanting to join us tonight, you can click on the Zoom link in the Coastal Magic Authors and Attendees Facebook group and join us, but I do need you to put your actual name, a first name and either a last initial or even your last full name if you're comfortable with that. And then I will get everybody in and we'll start playing our game. So I'm going to start letting people in, and I'm going to keep adding people as often as I need to for the first minute or two. We're still actually waiting on one of our authors who is running a tad bit behind, which can happen from time to time. So we're going to get everybody in and talk a bit about what we're going to do. And then we'll get started in just a couple minutes here. People are joining. I love the little ding dong, ding dong, ding dongs. Not that you are all ding dongs. That's not what I was trying to say.
I was going to say so many friendly faces and good old names, and she's calling y'all ding dongs. That's what I heard.
When I was little, my favorite aunt, my aunt's, or excuse me, my mom's oldest sister was her name was Doreen, but I always called her Aunt Ding Dong. Like for my whole childhood, she was Aunt Ding Dong. So to me, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I know for some people it's a little bit odd. So let's see here. I've got a couple of people who are in the waiting room to come in. If you will do me a favor and just change your name to a first name and either a last name or at least a last initial, just so I can have a little bit of an idea who's popping in with us, that would be fantastic. If you have not clicked on the Zoom link to join us and you want to, you do have another couple of minutes, but not much longer. We're going to have to get started here soon. We are doing a rapid fire Q&A. It's going to be authors versus readers. So you guys will be on teams and we're just going to go back and forth. I've got, I want to say something like 42 just random, bizarre questions to go through. And I'm just going to go back and forth. We'll ask one to the authors and one to the readers, and one to an author and one to a reader. And we're just going to go back and forth. And then after a certain, we'll probably do like 10. And then we'll stop and chat for a few minutes about some of the answers. And then we'll do 10 more, stop and chat for a few minutes. So it's going to be quick. So just answer whatever the first thing that comes to mind is, you know? So
it won't be just like blurt it out without like explanation. Just blurt it out or whatever.
Just blurt it out.
Gotcha.
I have you guys on my screen in a grid, so I'm just going to go by what's on my screen as far as who's going to answer when. I'll just call out your name. If you want to play, make sure your mute is off. If you are not playing, then you can leave your mute on. Because if you're muted, I'm not going to call on you. If you are not muted, then I will be calling on you. Does that make sense? Everybody good there? Okay.
I'll mute mine. Just kidding.
I was going to say, I'm going to go ahead and mute real quick.
Nice try.
Hey there. Wait a minute. Okay, so let's see here.
Right in the middle of my dinner, so I'm not going to have my video on if that's okay.
That's fine. We'll do a round of 10 and then we'll go back and chat for a few. So maybe by then you'll be ready to join us.
I hope these are easy questions, or can you give me the math questions?
I don't think there's any math questions. It's all
Oh,
of
thank
these.
God.
It's all of these questions and then also all of these questions.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
So,
Prepared.
so that's what,
Lord. Okay.
that's
Jennifer had all the prep work.
it's
Right.
not, oh,
This was my prep work.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't want to come to the panel and supposed to be the one in charge and just be sitting around looking at people.
That's fair.
That would not be good. That would not be good. Okay, I've got 2 people in the waiting room. If those 2 people want to participate, please change your name to something, either a first name and a last name, or a first name and a last initial, just something that so we can kind of see who you are. That would be fantastic. If you can do that, I will get you in to play. Let's see here. Looks like Madison's asking if the sisters are vacationing together.
Vacationing in Statesboro, Georgia.
There you go. There you go.
Sunny and 80 today, so that's a
Oh.
vacation for me.
There
Nice.
you go. There you go.
Oh, it's snowing here.
I'm gonna
Sad.
take a quick second before we get started. The last thing we'll do, and then we'll get started. I'm gonna go ahead and share this over to the group, so people in the group can watch, and then we will get going. Crystal Magic attendees. All righty, we're gonna post that, and
So alphabetically it works.
there we go. Let's see here. All right, Coastal Mag. Yep, we are started and going. Okay, so I'm gonna close this up. If anybody hears a ding that I missed, holler so I can let people in. But it looks like it's us, which is fantastic. I love it. I think we're pretty evenly matched, authors count and reader count at this
Yeah.
point. So that's pretty cool. I like it. Okay, so I have them numbered. So I'm gonna do the first 10. So it's gonna be 5 author questions and 5 reader questions. I'm gonna go back and forth, and I'm just gonna go by the order that's on my screen. All right, so we'll start with an author because she's up in my first corner. So Lucienne, one thing that you're super excited about right now that is not book related. Anything you're super excited about?
Oh my God, the world is a dumpster fire.
I know.
My daughter just got declared a subject matter expert at her new job in New York. So I'm
That is
super excited
awesome.
about that.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Exciting.
Very cool. Madison, something you are totally over or completely bored with?
Oh, my job.
Okay. Number 3, Kari, do you know how to play a musical instrument? And if so, which instrument?
don't.
You don't?
My kids
Okay,
play the piano.
that works. Number
Yeah.
4, Jody, what's your favorite beverage?
Water.
Water? Okay.
Mine too.
Flavored water or just regular water?
Nope, just regular water.
Regular
No
water.
fizzy.
Okay. All right, Tiff, if you were a teacher, what subject would you teach in school?
Bio.
Really? Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Excellent. Let's see here. Heather, what is your favorite fast food order?
It would probably be waffle fries from Chick-fil-A.
Nice.
Mm,
All right. Let's see here. Katey, what was your favorite birthday cake?
The kind that's like white cake with the strawberries in the middle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know
I
what it's
like
called, but I
that.
love that.
Very nice. Very nice. I heard a ding, but I don't see anybody that's waiting. Okay, so we'll see. I don't know what happened there.
Only
I don't know what
games.
happened there. Let's see. So that was Katey. So Ashley, what was the last thing you baked?
I guess the cookies.
Cookies is good. Cookies is good. Let's see here. Did we get through? Oh, Jen, what do you still own anything that you owned as a child?
I have my teddy bear from when I was a baby.
Oh, nice. That's sweet.
Aw.
Okay. Crystal, what is your favorite TV show of all time?
Like I probably have a zillion, but I'm not good at
Everybody else did so well.
I know. Okay, Gilmore Girls. There
There
we
you
go.
go.
I like
Good
it.
job.
I like
Good
it.
one. Yeah.
Answer.
Okay, so that was our first 10 questions. See, that wasn't so hard.
So Amber
Okay,
did
so-
that one, but maybe
so who-
it's-
What, Amber?
Are
Does
you-
everybody get a question or how do we do that?
No, it's just the first 10. I've got like 40 some of them. So we're gonna stop every 10. We're gonna stop every 10 and chat a little bit about some of the answers, and then we'll go back and do the next round. Okay, so Jen, your teddy bear, you still have your childhood teddy bear?
I
That's
do.
so
I have
cool.
it's the teddy bear my mother got for me when I think before I was born, and she
Oh,
told me
wow.
that she got it you know, like one of those things where you send off like so many proofs of purchase for like some paper towels or something, and she got this teddy bear for me. And he's been, you know, in my bed all of my life as a kid. He went to college with me. When I went to college, I
Aw.
bought a little like infant sized college t-shirt, and I tie-dyed it one night in our like dorm. And he's still wearing that. So
Oh,
and he sits on top of my dresser now, but he's almost 49 years old, almost as old as me. So
Aw.
I love that.
That's
cool.
awesome.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Tiff, you would be a biology teacher?
Yeah, I that's the only subject that I think I really was able to grapple, you know, in school. Yeah, I love it. It makes sense to me, you know.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, I'm definitely more of a tangible, like practical science type person. I was a nursing major, so so long as I can basically see it, I can
Right.
understand it. Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
wow, that's pretty cool.
Kari, you said you don't know how to play any instruments. Are there any that you would like to learn how to play? Do you have any interest in any of that at all, or it just hasn't happened, or you?
I'd love to play the piano. 2 out of 3 of my kids had piano lessons. We never
Nice.
had the money or a piano as a kid. So
Right.
Right.
Well, that would be cool. You know what would be fun is have your kids teach you how to play the piano.
yeah. The oldest has 3 kids. She does not have time to
Oh, Lucienne, what subject matter did Abby get certified in?
So she's working for Central Hudson now, and they apparently had this huge accounting like snafu there when they got their accounting switched over. And I guess some people weren't receiving their bills, and some people were like, you know, so then they got new bills and they were like, why is it so high and all this stuff. And so they hired all these temps to figure to deal with irate customers and deal with switching the services over and everything. And while some people were still having things explained to them or going through the tutorial, Abby was like, "Why did you okay, I got this," and basically figured it out and got declared a subject matter expert really quickly, and got designated the person to whom other people should go to understand this. And that's kind of how Abby is. And so
That's cool.
very quickly was like training other people in the stuff that she was just trained in. And was like, I like this. I like spreadsheets. I like all this stuff. This makes
Cool.
sense to me. People do not, which is kind of Abby in a nutshell. And I think has found what it is she likes to do. So now she's just got to figure out how to transition that into like a
Career.
in a career.
Yeah.
So right now it's a temp job, but they like her so much and she likes it so much that we're kind of hoping that they will find a way to hire her when it's over.
That'll be
Yeah.
cool.
That's a good match.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Katey. The strawberry on the inside is one of
Listen.
my favorites.
I love that too. Yeah.
Listen, it's because I like pie. I'm a pie person, not a cake person.
Fair.
So it's like a cheater cake. It's like pie, but it's inside the cake.
Mhm.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay. I was thinking more like Publix has those strawberry shortcake cakes, and it's like a
Oh yeah, those are
layer,
good too. Yeah.
layer of cake, and it's like the strawberries on the inside, and then another layer, and then more strawberries,
Yeah.
and then
Mm.
frost,
talking about maybe
buttercream
the
frosting, and
chantilly
more
cake?
strawberries.
I'm here for that.
That's good stuff.
Are you talking about maybe the chantilly cake that has like all the fruits?
Nope.
No,
No.
it's
Okay.
I don't know, like it was a thing. So I graduated from high school in 1998, and at my graduation party, my mom was like, "What kind of cake do you want?" And I was like, "I want pie." And she was like, "No, you can't have pie. You have to have cake because we can't get a pie that's big enough." So we found out that this bakery had like this white cake, or maybe it was yellow. I don't know. I like both white and yellow, but it had like a layer of strawberries in the middle. So it's kind of like strawberry shortcake, like the layer thing. but it was just one, like a giant cake that just had a layer of strawberries. in
We're
it.
probably like the
Yum.
same age. It was all the rage when I was
Yeah, it was a thing,
graduating
right?
too.
Mhm.
And,
at me.
yeah.
All right.
That sounds so good.
It's amazing.
Okay, so we're gonna start with our second round of questions, our next 10. All right. Wendy, what was the last movie that made you cry?
Oh God. I haven't, probably Don't Look Up, because nobody ever listens to the scientists.
Oh
Greg too.
no. All right, so let's see here. Katey, what is something you always wanted to learn to do, but you haven't yet?
Right. No. Oh, speak Italian.
Right.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
All right. Amber, what's something that you're really good at?
I thought there was more to that. That's the old question. What's something?
Reading competitively.
I mean, I'm not the best at it because I've only came in 5th place for the challenge, but give me time.
Still damn good.
Not great. I'm good.
All right. Tiff, what's the most unusual gift that you've given to someone?
Oh my gosh, that's so hard.
That one is hard.
Maybe something from culture. It's gonna come to you later. You're gonna write.
Yeah,
it.
I'm trying to think of like a white elephant gift. Oh, I did give a coin, one of those coins where you like you go to the Brooks Brothers and then they have it. It's like, you know, they have it in a stand. And it's
And you
put
spin it?
Oh, you like press
you
them?
put your extra coins in there and then it piles all your coins in different so that you can put them in the
The coin
sleeve.
sorters. The
Thank
coin
you.
sorters.
Yes,
That's a cool
Gotcha.
gift.
Leave
Yeah,
it
it
to the
was just-
person who works retail to figure that one out.
that's right. when we all used coins like all the time. I remember
Right.
buying a coin sorter.
That's why I just said to Amber. I said, "What's a coin?" And I was thinking maybe glasses of wine. I was like, "Are you serious right now?"
All right, Suzanne, what is one habit you have that you would like to break?
Biting my nails.
Mm,
Oh,
Oh,
a lot of
same.
people have
a
that.
hard one.
Okay. Kari, if you had a theme song, what would your theme song be?
Oh, God. I have no idea.
What song? Who's that by?
Yeah, I'm not a big music person. You keep giving me the hard ones for me.
It's just what comes up next on the page. All right, so we'll revisit that. We'll revisit
Don't think
that.
about talking too much. That's
Okay. All right, let's see here. Tammy, what's your favorite fashion trend?
Ooh. I teach pre-K. Does wearing my cat dress and leggings work?
No, you're not.
Amazing.
Nobody's gonna go wrong with a cute cat dress. I don't think you have to be in pre-K for that.
For sure.
I'm here for the cat dresses. We're good.
All right, let's see. Jen, besides your phone and your wallet, what is your number one must-have item in your purse?
Chapstick, like a lip balm.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see here. Let's see, Madison. Can you say anything in another language? If not, what language would you like to learn?
Jag talar inga dansk. I don't speak Danish.
Nice, nice. All right, and then our last one, Lucienne. Let's see, what did you like the most about the town you grew up in?
Oh my God, we had this old cemetery up on this hill, this really old cemetery with these like sunken in graves and mossed over and everything. And they would say like died of like black lung or all this stuff. And anyway, they were all like half sunken into the ground and stuff. And the older kids, mostly me, would like make up these stories that terrorized the younger kids.
Oh,
And
Nice.
we, mostly me, had a blast at this terrorizing the younger kids. However, Karma got back at me because one day we had taken my cousins up to see the cemetery and tell them the stories and everything else. And we're coming back down from the hill the one day, and my cousin is walking ahead of me and turns around to say something to me, and all the blood just rains out of his face. Like, I've heard this expression before, but never seen it happen. Just literally face goes sheet white. And I'm like, what? And so I like stop seeing this happen. And literally I had stopped. There was a black snake coiled in front of me, and he'd known I was about to step there, but was so just terrified he couldn't say anything. And so I literally stepped into the middle of its coils. And I don't know who was more shocked, me or the snake, because the snake didn't attack, nothing happened. But the snake and I ended up staring at each other like,
oh my Lord.
And so I just took off running, but literally I had stepped in the middle of the snake's coils. And then I just took off running with the snake going, and me just going, and I just ran, and nothing happened to me. Nothing happened to the snake, nothing happened to me. But it was like karma going, oh yeah, Chica, because I got you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not sure I set foot back in that cemetery for possibly ever. That might have been the last tale I told.
Oh goodness.
But you know what? Come to think about it, I always grew up in cemeteries, because the little field that I thought I grew up at back in Maryland that I thought was a farmer's field. When I told the story to my mother later on, she's like, yeah, that wasn't a farmer's field, that was a cemetery. So apparently that was like a theme in my life. So I was always meant to do what I do, which is really long-winded, and I apologize.
No, that's okay.
It's a great story.
That was our number 20. So we were going to go back and start talking about the answers anyway. So that you perfect transition there. Nicely done,
Okay.
Lucienne.
So you can skip me then.
There we go. All right. So let's see here. Kari, you said that you weren't sure about theme songs. What about, there's some pretty like
I was thinking, of course,
did you come up with one?
Well, kind of, I guess. Don't Forget to Remember Me, which is Carrie Underwood, I believe. And so I live down here in Florida now. My kids are all up in New Hampshire, and my grandkids are up in New Hampshire. And we do talk video all the time.
Right.
But one of the things is I'm, you know, like my 8-year-old grandson, he knows who I am, of course. I go up every summer and I spend, you know, a few months up there. But the middle one is like 2.5, and then the baby's only 9 months old. And so, yeah, I don't want them to forget me.
Right.
That's
so
very sweet.
Yeah, so we will talk. Actually, it was great. I babysat my 8-year-old grandson because the other two had a doctor's appointment, and up there you can't bring the other ones into the doctor's office. So the 8-year-old had to sit in the car. Now it's New Hampshire, so it's safe. But so I sat on the phone with him, and we played games on the phone for an hour, and I babysat.
Oh, wow.
So we chatted.
Oh my God, that's so
and
cool.
The baby got a shot. Her name is Lily. She's the first granddaughter. And as soon as my daughter got back, she showed the phone to Lily, and I started talking to her, and she immediately perked up and started smiling, and she was happy to see Mimi. So yeah.
Aww. That's sweet.
It's really sweet.
Tiff, what was the most unusual gift you ever received?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, so I was at a author retreat a couple of years ago when we were still doing them. And we did a white elephant gift round, and I got a Dang It doll, but not Dang It, the other thing.
Right.
and it's made out of cloth, and it's stuffed like, and the stitching is like super tight, and like you can literally like hit it. So everybody like took turns. It ended up in my hands, but it's the Dang It doll, and I have it. I don't have it out right now, but it's in the other room where it's like you can literally just hit things
when you need a minute. Yeah,
that's right. When you just need a second. It was the most unusual, but also like super fun, and that's such a great thing to make. Actually, like whoever thought of it, it's pretty good.
Seems like it would be relatively simple too.
Yeah, it was stuff because I sew. So like I inspected this thing and I was like, how is this thing still together after all of us had taken a turn hitting it against things? I mean, the stitching on it, they must have serged the inside, but the stitching on it was really good.
Serious craftsmanship.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Katey, why Italian?
So I went to school for art history, to college for art history, and they tell you have to either take German or Italian because most of the most of the scholarship is in those two languages and in English. And I took German, which was way harder. And I went to Austria like 2 years ago, right before the plague. And my German was so slow that people would interrupt me in English. They were like, no, we know from your accent that you're American. And they would just like speak to me in English. I mean, they appreciated the effort. They were very sweet. Like Vienna's awesome. But so we really want to move to Italy one day. And I was like, man, I really just should have just gone with Italian.
Right.
I like German. It's just hard.
Italian is a beautiful language, but whatever you do, don't think in Portuguese and expect to have any vocabulary retention in Italian, because those are similar, and I cheated on accident.
I noticed that with Spanish when I was in Italy, that I would be like, oh, I know what that means, and I didn't.
Yeah, it's
because I had taken Spanish, but it's not.
Yeah, it's very close, but like if you're not careful, you'll
sticky
think
situations.
And we talked about a must-have item for your purse. What about a must-have item for your writing desk? What's something you have to have by you when you're getting ready to write?
Oh, wow. I would say headphones. I definitely do a lot of writing to playlists and to music. So yeah, I bought myself a pair of noise canceling headphones, the fancy ones, and I have, earbuds in a pinch too. So yeah, that's one of the things that I reach for.
Very cool. Very cool. I can't imagine having earbuds and then put what are they like when you go swimming? What do you put in your ear? The earplugs. Have earplugs and then put your headphones on top to keep all the sound out.
Oh God. No, I meant my earbuds, like
right.
These. Because yeah, that would be excessive, I would think.
That would be a lot. But nobody would be able to interrupt your writing. For sure.
Definitely not. Well, I got noise canceling headphones for the first time just recently as like a present to myself, and those things are kind of amazing.
Magic.
Yeah, they really
Pure
are.
magic.
So,
Yeah.
Very
oh my
happy
God,
with
they
them.
kill my migraines. I couldn't use them. I spent all that money on
They
them.
do
and then I
kind of
couldn't use
have
them.
like a pressurizing sort of feel sometimes, but yeah.
Lucienne's got a halo going on.
Oh yeah, it's the light in the background.
Angelic.
Yes. Yes. Or it's my angelic aura that you can all now see.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so time for our next round. So let's see here. We ended at 20. So 20, where's 21? 2021. Okay. Did we skip any readers? Nope, I think we've gotten all the readers. So let's start with Crystal. What's your favorite candle scent?
I do have one second. Lemon, I like anything with a citrus lemon scent to it, something to that effect.
Okay. Let's see, Lucienne, for a date night in or date night out?
Oh, out. Definitely out. I like something where we can go listen to music, or I can sing because I'm singing with a band now. Mm-hmm. And also get to dance, though. I like to dance close to people. It's nice.
Very cool. Very cool. Heather, what is your favorite room in your house?
My living room.
Cool. Let's see here. Any particular reason why?
It has my comfy couch.
Nice. I like it. Let's see here. Who's next? Jen, what's the best advice anyone ever gave you?
The best.
Know when I don't know something and to ask for help.
Oh, that is fantastic advice. Very nice. Let's see here. Madison, what was your favorite movie as a kid?
The Great Escape.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I mean, that's not a bad choice. If you got to pull one out of
Great one.
thin air, that's not a
Yep.
bad one to pill. Let's see here. 20 Kari, what is the most, where's the farthest you've ever gone from your own home?
California. I'm originally from New England, and I've been to San Diego and Los Angeles.
Very cool, very cool. Let's see, Susan, what celebrity would you most like to meet?
He's dead.
Aw.
That's
That
okay.
would make things
Who
difficult.
would it have been?
Leonard Nimoy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good one.
Very cool, very cool.
Hell yeah.
Let's see here. Tiff, what emoji do you use the most?
It's the gritting teeth one.
Yeah.
Do you have kids?
Very nice.
I have 4.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
Let's see here. Wendy, if you could go back in time and star in any movie, what would it be?
Princess Bride.
Nice.
Nice.
Good choice.
one.
Good choice. All right, and last one. Katey, what is the most played track on your phone?
Probably the opening track to Hamilton.
Ooh,
Brilliant.
nice. So have you gotten to see Hamilton? Did you get to see it
I
live?
did. Yeah, I saw it a few years ago.
Cool.
Yeah, it was amazing. I saw it in
It was
Pittsburgh.
awesome.
I didn't see it in New York, but yeah.
That's amazing. So are you a show tunes person in general, or is it just that particular one?
No, I grew up in like a summer stock theater situation. So yeah, that's like, I'm a big show tune. But both my parents were music teachers. My brother's a music teacher. I'm like the weird one out who ended up being a writer instead. So
Oh.
big on show tunes. Yeah. If I tell Alexa to play something, it ends up being show tunes because she's so used to me just like listening to random shows.
Gotcha.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
What's your favorite musical?
Oh, probably Into the Woods, although I don't like that the baker's wife dies. If it weren't for that, it would be my favorite.
Spoiler alert.
That's fair.
Oh.
Come on.
Yeah.
They're from a musical that's been out for like 30 years.
Yeah,
Right.
Sondheim's dead. Yeah, I love anything Stephen Sondheim though. I'm a huge fan of
Okay.
Sondheim. So what's yours?
For the music alone, and I've never seen it staged, but for the music alone, Chess. I mean,
Yes.
Chess is awesome. I've never
I
seen it
love
either.
Chess.
so awesome.
I would love to
that.
see it.
That's one of my favorite shows. I love that show.
Oh.
Yeah. Also,
Oh,
as a
because-
side note, weird 70s musicals, I really like Pippin. It's still good.
You know, I've
Oh, God.
never
Show.
actually heard Pippin.
It's
I
amazing,
know,
and I found
know
the
that's
old-
crazy, but
I found the old version that my grandparents used to have, like that they had taped off of PBS. I found the DVD of it, and
Nice.
it's still really good. Like, it's amazing. Yeah. Shout out to Pippin.
All right, Tiff, you said the big smiley emoji is the one that you use the most. Do you use a lot of emojis? What are some of your other favorites to use? And are there any that you absolutely don't use?
Yeah, no, one of my second favorite is the wink and that's my second favorite.
It's a good one.
and then my third favorite is this. I love emojis. I think they perfectly, like, they can really say what I feel that day.
Yeah. Okay, so Kari, you said that furthest that you went from your home was California. What did you go to California for?
I went my senior year in college because my dad had business out there, and he just figured I was on break, and he took me out there. And the coolest thing that I saw at that time, and I know I'm probably dating myself, there was a TV show called Hardcastle and McCormick way back when in the 80s. And it was filmed at a place called Gull's Way, right on Pacific Coast Highway. And we drove past it, and I made him stop and pull in.
That's awesome.
Well, it had there was like a parking lot in front of it. So like you pulled into this little dirt parking lot. There was a big van that said like ABC TV. So we couldn't get into Gulls Way, the big
Mhm.
estate itself. And then it came on, it was on that night and I made my father watch it. So,
Ah,
but
That's cool.
I went a few years later, not a few years ago to San Diego for an RWA conference, and that was beautiful too. So
very cool. Very cool. So let's see here. Trying to see what were the other questions. I lost my place on my questions. 21 let's see here. Lucienne had date night. So what is your favorite date night? You said date night out. What's your, like, if you could plan a whole night,
Ideal.
exactly what you wanted, what would a date night be? The PG or PG-13 parts.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if aside from like going over to Paris or something like that, driving over to St. Pete and going, so we found this vampire bar over in St. Pete. When I say vampire bar, it's called like Dracula's or something like that. And it's just like, there are all these like bars and they share this courtyard and they have live music out in the courtyard and you can have the charcuterie board on this wine out in this courtyard and there's like live music and they have these like stuffed dates wrapped in these date stuff with like goat cheese drizzled in balsamic wrapped in bacon. It's like
Goodness.
ridiculous. And I would just like sit out and listen to live music and eat the stuffed dates, drinking wine with my husband with the breeze blowing and like, oh my God, that would be just an awesome date night. And we've done it before and we're going to do it again next chance we get because it's awesome.
Very cool. Okay, Jen, so you shared your best piece of advice. Has anybody ever given you advice that you have discovered after the fact was horrible advice? Have you ever had I should really never do that kind of thing?
I don't know, because I actually kind of disagreed with it at the time too, but I had a creative writing teacher in college that and this was when I wasn't really sure if I wanted to be a writer or anything, but it was something that I was interested in. So I took a creative writing course and she was very, very one of those like literary type people where she actually had us study like a piece of like literary fiction and then a piece of commercial fiction and like say which one was better. And I liked the piece of commercial fiction because it read, more easily and it was easier to, understand and get into and it made its point a lot more clearly. And we got into a pretty big argument about it. And and she basically told me I was wrong for my, for the opinion that I had and that I would need, that I, obviously wasn't cut out to be a writer. So that was cool.
Clearly.
Not shut a student down like that. That's not
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I just want to beat teachers like that. And this comes from a pacifist. I just want to they just do so much damage to budding writers. It just makes me crazy.
And it was just, it was something that I knew that we disagreed and I knew that it was a matter of opinion. So I didn't let it and lose sleep over it. But yeah, her point was to point out the flaws in the piece of commercial fiction.
Right.
That was, only published in like a magazine, like it was like in, like Women's Day or something like that. So obviously it wasn't a good piece of
oh my goodness,
writing.
Completely invalid then.
Yeah, exactly. And I was so
the writer actually got paid.
I know. I was so disgusted. Honestly, I was so disgusted at the time. And this was like I said, I think it was my senior year in college. And I was just like, yeah, okay, lady, whatever.
What is something that you wish you had known when you started writing that you have since discovered and now tell other writers?
Just to be prepared to play the long game, honestly. You hear so many stories about people who wrote their first book and then they got an agent in a week and then they sold it at auction for $1 billion and that's how it goes. And that's not how it goes for like the majority of people. And just keep working at it. If it's something that you feel like you're meant to do and something that you feel like you have to do, then you're going to keep doing it. Right. Like I've had times where I'll have a bad time writing or I'll just be discouraged and I'll say, okay, we're going to quit. We don't have to do this. And I will quit for about 3 weeks and then I'll have ideas again, or I'll just get, the urge to get back to it. And then, so I realized that this is what I'm doing.
Right. Very cool. Very cool. I actually have enough questions to do another round, but I just realized that it might be more fun to hear some questions that the readers on screen might have. So rather than reading my last section, I will say, if any of you have questions, come just raise your little hand. Does anybody have a question? Just a random silly question that they have always wanted to ask an author and never really had a chance to? If nobody has questions, we'll go back to mine, but I want to make sure you get an opportunity. Anybody? What you got? Heather first, and then we'll go to Tammy.
Does anyone have any kind of like weird, like silly, like secret talent?
Oh, a secret talent. Anybody have something fun they can do that most people don't realize they can do?
I snort when I laugh, but I don't think that's a secret talent.
I was a ballerina for 13 years. In spite of being 5'2".
Wow. That's cool.
I have a really good sense of direction. If I've been somewhere once, I can find it again.
I envy you because I have been somewhere 1,000 times and still can't get there.
I'm living Crystal. Same.
I got it from my dad. There was this one time when I was in high school, and I'll make this a short story, but we drove a friend home, you know, one of my friends from school home. And then like literally 2 years later, we needed to drive her home again. And Dad said, oh, she's the one that lives off of such and such road, and like drove right there immediately. Like it had been like 2 years had passed.
Oh,
and
wow,
we were like
that's
amazed because we were ready to
Can't
like,
even
okay, turn
imagine.
at this, you know, and he knew exactly where he was going. So I think I got
Very
it from him.
cool.
Okay, so if the
Super
apocalypse
cool.
comes during Coastal Magic, you're the one I want to be with. Got it.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm kind of a baby whisperer. I can take any
Ooh.
baby, whether it's my own, my grandkids, somebody else's, and in just a couple of minutes, get them to sleep. So
Nice.
My dad and brother are like that. That is a magic. I am
It is.
amazed.
yeah, it's just the right, what, you know, you gotta have the moves, you know, just the real. I think sometimes some people are too tense. They're like, okay, you know, I love kids. I was a teacher for 30 years, so I'm very relaxed around kids and babies and love holding them. And I can just, my daughter's like, oh my God, Mom, put him to sleep.
Please take this kid.
Right. Tammy, I think you had a question.
It was just for Jen specifically, after you had said that the teacher was so harsh to you. And for all of you, I guess you've had people react that way. Do you just want to send her well met and say, look, I'm thinking you want to go back.
You know, I
and all
kind
of
of
you had
thought
that
about
harsh.
the petty part of me thought about it. I didn't. It wasn't somebody that I was in touch with in so many years had passed that I was just like, oh, what's the point? And people like that aren't going to change their mind, you know? So yeah, but yeah, there's definitely a petty part of me that thought about it.
Yeah.
That's
I
funny.
asked her if she'd ever got any bad advice, and she started to talk about that teacher that I wanted to say, did she tell you not to set a novel in a Renaissance?
So I did it just to be petty.
That's great. That's great.
Oh, by the way, if anybody's going to the Tampa Renaissance Fair tomorrow, my husband and I are going, so let us know.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Have fun.
That sounds like fun.
That'll be cool. Let's
Oh
see
yeah,
here.
we love Renaissance fairs.
Is there anybody else, any of the other readers that have questions?
Just a quick question for Kari. You sound like you're from more Boston than New Hampshire. So where exactly?
I grew up in Haverhill, Massachusetts, which is right on the border of New Hampshire. It's actually where Bob Montana, the guy who wrote the Archies, where he's from. I lived there until I graduated from college, and then I got married and we moved over to New Hampshire. So I was in New Hampshire. I've been married for almost 35 years. We've been down in Florida. We're in St. Augustine now for 3, but I still go up for the summer. We just have a little summer camp up there. So I spend the summers with my kids and my grandkids.
I used to spend the summers on Cape Cod, and my aunts have a cottage in Maine. So
we're in Cape Cod because my in-laws were in Falmouth for many, many years, and I did have a sister-in-law in Sandwich.
Right near Falmouth, my parents were in Mashpee.
Mashpee, yep, absolutely. Know it well.
Yep. So your accent sounded very familiar.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So authors, do any of you have a question that you always want to ask readers, but haven't had a chance to ask people? Anything?
What more than anything draws you to a book? If there's one thing that is like, that is the book I have to grab, what is it?
Cover for me.
Word of mouth recommendation for me. Usually it's going to be somebody
too.
telling me, you need to read this book, because I like to be told just what I need to read. Just read this. Okay.
If I'm in a bookstore, it's a combination of title and cover. Like if it's got an interesting title and an interesting cover, then I'll go for it. But like if one of those is dull, then it's just like,
Yeah. Yeah, I walk
What
by
do
the
you
ones with
consider
the
an interesting title? I'm curious.
I don't know. It's like, I guess.
So like the titles that are, you know, the pregnant Italian mistresses. You know,
Yeah,
like or
if I'm in a romance section and it's, doing the Duke, like 800 other books are named Doing the Duke. Like,
okay.
Like, or in a fantasy world, it's like, here be dragons. Like, yes, they're all be dragons. Like, come up with
make something to make it stand out a little more.
Yeah,
right.
I'm a mystery person. I love mystery. I love to be like kind of intrigued. So I think a title that makes me curious of like what it's about also is something that pulls me. Sometimes when it's too straightforward, like that's what it's about, I'm like, I'm not in the mood for that. But if I'm like, what is that? And then I would just comment too, because I know this isn't really what makes the book stand out, but so that y'all know that doing this is so helpful. Like your personalities and getting to know the authors behind the books. Like I will read, like if I come to really care about an author or they have like a great personality, if I connect with them, like I will read like anything and everything and devour it and hand it out and make other people read it. And there's so many books out there right now, like that really is so invaluable.
Oh, that's great to know.
I love that.
And I do that too, honestly, like with people that I know, and like I know that they're passionate about what they do, and like that I do the exact same thing with what I read.
Yeah.
And when you all share author, like once I select an author and I trust them, when they share authors and books that they like I think the house, the Cerulean Sea, I actually have in the back of my brain because Lucienne mentioned it like a while back. And so it's just there. And eventually I'm going to read it. Because like every time I have a moment, I'm like, I want to read that book.
It's really good. It's super, super good.
Fantastic. Okay, so I think we have just enough time to have each of our authors who have been so kind and fun and generous with their time this evening. If each of you will just kind of, we'll go through the lot of you and have you tell readers what you've had come out recently, what you might have coming out the rest of this year, any appearances you might be making, either virtually or in person, and where people can find information about you and your books online. So why don't we start? We'll start down with Katey and then we'll just work our way through.
Okay, tomorrow I have a book coming out called Yes Today. That is FF romance. It's a novella. It's short. It's coming out from JMS Books, and it's part of a collection that they're doing, but you don't have to read all of them. It's just the theme is that it had to be about a heart-shaped object. So mine is about a heart-shaped backpack that actually says Goff on it, because I have a heart-shaped purse that says Goff on it. So yeah, so that's what it's about. But it's about two really cute girls, nerdy girls getting together, and there is a Renaissance fair in it. So
hey, very nice. All right, Tiff. Oh wait, Katey, where can people find you online?
Oh, KateyHawthorne.com. I am on Facebook as me. I have a Facebook group. Yeah, everything's kind of linked up, so you can see it all it's all there on my website. So KateyHawthorne.com.
Nice. All right, Miss Tiff, what's going on in Tiff World?
In April, I have Know You by Heart coming out. It's the second book in the Heart Resort series. I also just had a cover reveal for a standalone book in the same universe that's coming out in the fall. It's called Lucky Streak. And then I should be at a Polycon in July. And also a bunch of authors and I are getting together and doing a couple of stops sometime in May, but we haven't really announced who that is yet. So I'm excited for that. And tiffmarcelo.com and Instagram is where I'm mostly at. And it's also Tiff Marcelo.
Excellent. Kari?
I just had a book come out a couple weeks ago. It's the first book in a new series. The series is called Rangers of Acadia. It takes place up in Bar Harbor, Maine. in Acadia National Park. The series focuses on park rangers. This first book it's called Rangers of Acadia, Jordan Pond. So each one has a place. Jordan Pond is my favorite place ever in the world. And this one is actually, it's what I would call a reverse secret baby, where the mom was told the baby died. And so she comes back and the dad had the baby. Long story, it was her father was manipulative, blah, blah, blah. So you find out right away. And so then it's kind of them trying to reconnect. They were married for only 2 weeks and she went home to tell her dad and never ended up returning due to manipulations. And there's a little suspensey in there where things start happening. But that's the first in the series. There will be a few more in the series.
Nice.
I have a series called Storms of New England. The family's name is Storm. The books all take place in New England. Right. So I think book 7 will be coming out later this year as well. Cool. You can find me KariLemor.com. I'm probably on Facebook. I have a Facebook group called The Lit Lounge. I'm on Twitter a little bit. I have an Instagram account. I usually just put pictures of Florida on there. But you can sign up for my newsletter. You can, The Lit Lounge, go on my website and it connects to everything. I will be Book Obsessed Babes in April, I think in Jacksonville.
Cool.
I will in the fall, I'll be in New England at a conference called Fall in Love New England.
Nice. Very cool. Jen?
The next book in my Renaissance Fair series, Well Traveled, comes out this fall. I'm currently revising it like the wind. And I'm trying to think if I'm doing anything after this. I am going to be at the Tucson Book Festival here in Tucson, Arizona in March, which I'm very excited about. And that's probably it as far as I know. I think we're trying to make some plans for the fall, but who can make plans? You know, it's kind of hard. So we'll see how that goes. But you can find me at DeLuca.com, which desperately needs to be updated. I'm on Instagram at DeLuca Writes. I'm on Twitter, not as much as I used to be. I'm trying to not hang out on Twitter all the time because I actually have a book to work on. And I am on Facebook. I do have a readers group you can look for. It's pretty easy to find. I try to keep it active. I'm not very good at that either, but I do my best. And I have a very, very infrequent newsletter you can sign up for at my website at DeLuca.com.
Very cool. Very cool. And Lucienne?
Hi, everyone. I'm Lucienne Diver. I don't have another full-length book out since the last Coastal Magic because I've been working on an epic fantasy series that my agent has been marketing, and cross your fingers that we will be getting somewhere on that. So my last book out is Disappeared, which is a young adult not romantic suspense, suspense novel / thriller. And however, I am in an anthology that was via a Kickstarter and still is via a Kickstarter. So you can find it called Grimmer Tales, edited by John Chenette. So called Grimmer Tales, and it is kind of reimaginings of some of the Grimm's fairy tales. I'm in an upcoming anthology called Instinct, which is an animal rescue anthology, and all the proceeds go to various animal charities. And that's with some really great names like Jim Butcher, Patricia Briggs, Faith Hunter, AJ Hartley, Ellie Modisette, R.R. Verdi, Haley Edwards. So some really great names on that one, and that's forthcoming next year. So you're going to want to look out for that, especially if you love animals and want to support animal charities. So I've got some really good short stories coming out, and let's hope I will have news on that epic fantasy series sometime soon. So in the meantime, I have been busy, and you can find me at LucienneDiver.com, Lucienne Diver on Twitter, Lucienne Diver on Facebook, on Instagram, which I'm not as active on as I should be. Hopefully will be more upcoming because I really know I should kick things into higher gear. So, and I will hope to see you all in person next year.
By the beach instead of inside little boxes.
Yes, and if anybody's coming to Pikes Peak, I am definitely going to be at Pikes Peak because they have already arranged my flight plans. So definitely let me know and say hi.
Very cool. Very cool.
When is the meetup at Dracula?
I will get in touch. I will get in touch.
There you go. There you go.
Because that would be awesome. That would be epic.
I'm here for it.
Okay.
All right. So we are going to wrap up here. We have our Murder in 1985 murder mystery game that we're going to be doing in a little bit. So if you are interested in that, either those of you on the screen here or those of you that are watching on the Facebooks, definitely check back in for that. That'll be coming up here shortly. And then we've got all kinds of stuff going on all day tomorrow and most of the day on Sunday. So catch those things as well, all part of the 10th anniversary of our Coastal Magic Convention. And that's it. So thank you for a fun little chat of all kinds of random silliness.
That was fun.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. That was really fun.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good rest of
See you
your
soon.
night.